The Peanut Butter Solution. This movie scarred a generation for its weirdness, but it wasn't weird enough to be one of me and my older brother's favorites, like Return to Oz or Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. So maybe the generation was just too damn wimpy to be and was scarred because they were just fucking wimps. This is Steve Sanders' Massacres the Movie, and we're looking at the Peanut Butter Solution. It starts out with a little wimpy kid complaining that his mother's gone and his sister's in her robe and he doesn't want to eat her cooking. Which, I mean, her sister may not be a good cook. I don't know. I mean, she did put an egg in a fruit blend drink, so I wouldn't want to drink an egg either. I mean, you'll get salmonella. But then again, this is Canadian. Maybe in Canada they don't get salmonella. And then his Asian friend comes in who's dressed like a 1950s gangster. So, this movie's from the 80s, not the 50s, but, I don't know. Then she complains to her dad, who's been up all night, apparently painting, who has a beer for breakfast. So maybe his mother left for a reason. So then they head off to school, and they look at a burned down building, which his friend saw the fire last night. The 50s gangster friend named Conrad. The kid's name is Michael. His sister's name is Susie, and his dad's name is I'm an alcoholic and I need to attend an AA meeting. Actually, I don't know his dad's name. They just call him Dad throughout the whole movie. And they go to Senor's class, who is an art teacher, and tells him, don't use your imagination. Just paint what's in front of you. He apparently never taught Rembrandt that, because Rembrandt would not have gotten very far. Michael, of course, paints flames behind the dog, who is Senor's dog, who I believe Senor has sex with, and gets in trouble. Then, walking home, Michael goes into the burned-out building and screams in terror and falls out, causing him to lose his hair the next morning. They take him to a doctor, and the doctor says it's because he was so terrified he lost his hair, sending him in a spiral of darkness where he thinks he's hideous and disgusting because he doesn't have hair, leading to him to have a hallucination about the dead homeless people who died in the fire. Give him the peanut butter solution, which is a mixture of peanut butter and a bunch of other nasty stuff that he can mix together and put on his head, which is father and his sister originally think he's going to drink, so they dump it, but he mixes it again and starts putting it on his head. But he puts too much peanut butter in it, because it's too liquidy, and it causes his hair to start growing out of control. The senor, in the meantime, is fired from the school because he's kind of a dick. As anyone who knows art teachers know, you either get good fun ones or you get dicky ones. The dicky ones seem to get promoted, though, not fired. His dog goes with him, whom he likes to fuck. That might get me in trouble on this, saying a guy likes to fuck his dog. It might, I don't know. So Michael's hair continues to grow, just completely out of limits. It's growing it grows 6 inches on his way home from school. And he begs his parents to cut his hair, and his sister's like, I don't want to cut your hair. It's beautiful. And then he gets kicked out of school because his hair is way too long. But the senor finds him and kidnaps him along with 20 other children. and we finally get to the basic plot, the basic conflict in the movie, with only about a half hour to go. I mean, the conflict isn't Michael and his hair. The conflict is the Senor kidnapping children, and it took us like an hour to get here. This thing doesn't work. But Conrad and Susie have a plan. They find out Michael's hair is being sold as paintbrushes and find out when the Senor will be there to drop more off. So Conrad gets in the back of the big truck and puts a sugar trail on behind the truck, while Susie follows. For a minute, a street sweeper sweeps up the sugar in one area, and Susie has to go find it again. But Conrad gets kidnapped with the children and tries to meet Michael, only he gets caught, but convinces the Senor he wants him to be his dad. By saying, "Dad, I want you to be my dad." I don't know if that works out all old French people, but I'm going to try it one of these days. Just find an old Frenchman and say, "Dad, I want you to be my dad." Maybe it'll work. Maybe I'll get free baguettes. Who knows? Maybe he'll be like, maybe he'll say something in French that I won't understand. I didn't understand the Senor during most of this movie anyways. So he convinces the Senor to draw the burned out building and to go in it. And he gets scared and tumbles out and loses all his hair. But Michael, who Conrad frees, gets him and Conrad get the keys to try to escape. Meanwhile, Susie finds the sugar trail again and brings the police there, and they can arrest the Senor. But he says, "Can I please take my dog?" Because he likes to fuck it. I don't know. I think it's a female dog because I don't see a dick on it. So, but then again, if I think they like edit out the dick if there's a male dog because this is a PG movie. Anyways, back to the movie. So Michael goes home and his hair stops growing, and his mother comes home. She apparently did not leave her father due to his wanton alcoholism. She was in Australia selling her dad's house. She is Australian, but does not have an Australian accent. And she goes, "What happened to your hair, Michael?" And he's like, "It's a long story." So apparently they didn't keep her in the loop at all. They're just like, "Oh, she's in Australia. She doesn't need to know any of this." And that's the end of the movie. Is this a good movie? Well, it's entertaining. Is this a really weird movie? It's a little weird. Will this scar you for life? Not if you've seen Return to Oz. Return to Oz is way weirder. I highly recommend Return to Oz. It's on Disney. It's on Disney Plus. So, here's a word from my sponsor. Want a physical copy of something off the internet, but don't have a way to do it? Have sloppy handwriting and want a way for people to read it? Get a printer. Just tell it to print it off, and it'll print it off. Download words from stuff on the internet and print it off. Type your paper on the internet and print it off. It's just that simple. Buy a printer today.